Hey y'all, I'm gonna do a little video about the 90-day fiancé happily ever after, the couple's tell all, and we're gonna talk about who I think is gonna make it, who I think won't make it, who maybe has a chance, and just a little overview. So of course I'm gonna get into the boring ones first because they're just boring. And that could be a good thing. So Tanya and Sinjin. Tanya is so hell bent and so aggressive. Oh, sorry. On making Sinjin her character in her storybook. He has said this, she has said, no, that's not true. She wants a kid, she wants stabilization, she wants him to get a job, she wants the basic necessities that everybody wants in a relationship. Sinjin still wants to float and fly and hang out and chill and, let life come to him as it comes to him. That is his culture. That is what he is used to. Tanya is not used to that. And he has said in pretty much, not in so many words, he has said, this is not my lifestyle. This is not how I'm used to living. This is not what I want to do. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have a foundation. I just want to be able to chill. And that worked for him for so long. Tanya, you got to either live with it or go back to South Africa where he's from, where it works. The final tell-all, because they don't talk much during the whole three-part tell-all. And they go back to different scenes about what happened, and Tanya's just like, no, well, his drinking caused him a problem. His drinking caused him to not get his visa work thing at one point. Sinjin was like, no, that's not true. They called one of my employers, and they said that I was drunk on a job because I had a shot. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. I'm sorry. I've been up so early. Excuse me. And then toward the end of the tell-all of part 3, Sean Robinson, the host, asked him, so Sinjin, do you want to have children with Tanya? He said, not at the moment. She said, do you ever want to have children? He said, I don't see it. And Tanya was like, so that was news to her, which she's clearly not happy about. And it's hard to watch. Like, she knows what she wants. She's driven. And he's just like, and he's not used to conforming to a lifestyle. He's used to the wind blows left, he'll go left. The wind blows right, he'll go right. So we'll see what happens. Will they make it? I don't think they'll make it past. They won't make it another year. They're going to have to stay together, maybe because of COVID and flying back and forth, but we'll see. Andre and Libby. Libby has been throwing in little jabs with Andre the entire tell-all. She's been saying stuff like, oh, he doesn't work that hard, or he just watches our daughter, or he just this, and he's still justifying him not working and him being okay with it. She is not going to leave him. He is not going to leave her because that's her cash cow. That's his cash cow. That is his bread and butter. And she is comfortable with the way things are, no matter how many jabs and pokes and sticks she takes at him. She ain't going nowhere. So will they make it? I will say yes, they'll make it because he's comfortable and because she gives him some, but not enough to warrant her leaving him. I will say that. So he doesn't give her enough. So the next one is Colt and Larissa. Colt, Larissa, Jess, Debbie, Eric, and Brian. All these people, they're in an entanglement, y'all. So Colt and Larissa go back and forth, and Colt's hair is just terrible. Debbie's chiming in when she don't need to chime in. It's pointless. Jess is like, Colt is a liar. They bring up the guy that Eric talked to. Vanessa. No, it wasn't Vanessa. Whoever the girl that Eric was talking to about Larissa's sex. And everybody's like, oh, that's so disrespectful. My thing is still this. If me and you break up and I'm mad at you and I talk to somebody else, I'm going to talk about you like a dog. We broke up. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm pissed off. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'll go for the jugular. That's what he did. Move on. You either go move on or you not. Larissa seems to have forgiven him because she's laying on his shoulder. And then Vanessa is there, and she talks about her and Cole are only friends. He was there for her, but she doesn't want to be with him in a relationship. He's fine with it. He wants to be with her. She does not want to be with him because she said Colt doesn't know what he wants. Colt is not stable. He bounces from woman to woman. Debbie's just like, Then we find out Jess got married. I'm like, in 5 months, Larissa introduced Brian, Jess's new husband, to Jess, and they got married. Her visa was up, and she was supposed to go back to Brazil. And he said he didn't want her to leave. Brian, her new husband now, and they got married. I'm like, oh, well, hello, okay. And of course, they're like, oh, congratulations on your green card. Oh, sorry. And she's like, yeah, whatever. I'm happy. She's showing her ring. Hopefully it works out between them. Colt is alone. Colt and Debbie would be just fine together. Larissa and Eric would be just fine together. Larissa looks very different. She may try to model. I don't know, but we're going to see. Kalani and Asuelu, they are not going to make it. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. Mark my words. Tammy and Asuelu's mother was on with them, and Tammy is just leaning back with a flower on her head. I'm going to beat you up too. I'm going to beat you up. Oh yeah, bring it on. And it's just like, anytime someone says something to address the mother, don't talk to my mom like that. Don't talk to my mom, but you can talk to your mom and your sister. I mean, to your mom, your brother, and anybody else any way you want to, but nobody can talk to your mother. Like, calm down, Tammy. And Kalani is saying, like, to her mother, like, Asuelu is not the same person she was with. It's a pandemic, and he still goes out and plays soccer. He goes dancing, and it's like you keep bringing these germs back into the house, and it's not safe, because we know during this pandemic in the beginning, nobody was out in the streets. It was scary. You didn't know what was what. You had no hold on what was real, what was fake, what was safe, what was not safe. Did you need gloves? Did you not need gloves? Did you need masks? Did you not need masks? It was so much going on. So him going out affected her and the kids. And her mother was like, I'm just tired of seeing my daughter hurt. And, he's just not doing anything to help her. The entire time, he's sitting there like this. No facial expression. He didn't give a good goddamn what happened. He didn't care what she said. He didn't care that she was crying. And Sean Robinson's like, Asuela, what do you think? And he gets up, takes the mic off, and he leaves. Kalani gets up. She goes outside. The keys are gone. The car is gone. He's gone again. He just don't care. And they keep saying, Tammy kept saying to her, you have to tell Asuela what to do. But you just told her 2 seconds ago, don't tell him what to do. Like, you can't have it both ways. He's an immature man-child. We all guide our husbands in a certain direction. But we shouldn't have to tell them everything to do, every move to make, what step to take, what step not to take. Like, and Kalani's like, I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm raising 2 kids on my own. I can't raise 3. And I'm like, did you not know this with kid 1? Like, I can't believe he just got like this. I'm sorry. I don't believe anybody just changes like that and becomes an infant overnight. I don't believe it. So will Kalani and Asuela make it? No. After the pandemic is over and he has options and place to go, bye-bye. And then here we go with Angela and Michael and his aunt Lydia. Angela needs to understand, and I'm trying to figure out, I want to phrase this properly. Michael knew that Angela was a firecracker. She's loud, she's obnoxious, she's rude, she's all that. You knew that about her, right? Angela needs to understand that Michael, his language barrier, I feel like, affects the way he wants to relay certain things to her. She doesn't give him 2.7 seconds to get his thought out before she jumps down his throat, and then he gets all confused. And when I say confused, I mean him trying to get his words together. When you're from another country, I feel like, I'm not from another country, so I don't know. I feel like you're trying to configure your words to get it properly across to everybody else. And when she jumps down his throat, he gets discombobulated, and Angie, I don't want to, Angie, and she just, I don't want to hear it, Michael, Michael, and he just gets confused, and he just stops, and he shuts down. So she has to stop that. That's problem number 1. And Lydia, Michael's aunt, was on, and she said Michael promised, we gave Michael permission to marry Angela under the premise of you having a baby, whether it was IVF, in vitro, another wife, or my daughter. Her daughter is not having the baby. She done said, Mama, I'm not giving you the baby. Skylar done told Mama that she ain't giving her the egg and the baby to tote it. She's not doing it. Angela says, I don't mind having the baby and surrogate, but she doesn't want to have to watch the surrogate in the house. And I'm like, the surrogate don't always live with you in the house. The surrogate is where the surrogate is, and they you go to their appointments, you check up with them, you call them every so often, but they don't live in the house with you. Not to mention, you don't have that lifestyle. You have 6 kids and running around that trailer. That's enough room. So I get, but she wants the person to be in her bloodline. I get it. My husband and I were talking about adoption at one point. I'm like, yeah, no, sorry. I need every child that I relate to look like me, act like me or you, look like me or you, and have traits of us. I get it. So it's really, really hard to not side with Angela on that point. You want your blood in this child at some point. I get it. I don't have the spirit of adoption. Other people do. I don't. Heartless, gut, non-sympathetic to the kids who need parents. I get it. That's just not my thing. I just don't. I don't have the heart. I'm sorry. Maybe if I couldn't have kids or I didn't have a kid, I would feel differently. But right now, I don't. I wouldn't. So I don't have an argument with her. But I do agree with her, the Aunt Lydia. My mother, what's it called? Michael's mother, the aunt, only said yes because you promised him a child. Now we know Angela's overweight. Angela smokes. She doesn't have an egg, and she's older, 54, I think she is. It's very difficult. Y'all should have known that, should have knew that, and unless you had a guarantee of IVF, and then Angela jumps in, oh, I did promise y'all that, but if we can't, we just can't. And if y'all giving us $200,000 for that, then that's different. Yada, yada, yada. Girl, cut it out. You lied to the mother just to get with Michael, and that's what it was. Michael, you should have known better. You should have said, Angie, I love you, but if we can't have this baby, there's no guarantee of a baby coming from one of these 3 options, then we're not going to talk about it. Now, they could have done what is it called, where they plant the egg in the other woman, but Angela wouldn't have had any, because Angela had no eggs. So there would have been no white trait in this mixed baby. So it wouldn't have worked out. And then Lydia, the aunt, was like, Angela, you have to be submissive. I'm not being submissive to Michael. I'm an American. Y'all keep talking about this Nigerian culture. I'm an American, daggone it. And I get it to a certain extent. You are merging cultures. So you have to take the good with the bad and pick and choose your battles. They have to stop using that word submissive to her because it's a trigger for her. Every time they say that word, she shoots off and goes batshit crazy. But she's not getting it. She's not getting it, and they're separated during the COVID, so it's hard for them. And then Angela says to Michael during the tell-all that she didn't tell him that she's going to get weight loss surgery, and she's going to have skin surgery, and she's going to have be all tight and everything. And I'm like, you got money for weight loss surgery and the revisions, because weight loss surgery is covered to a certain extent, but you can't have a baby. So, okay. Anyway, maybe it's covered at 100%. I don't know. Because of her BMI, but Michael's not happy. He said, I like big things, and I don't think I'm going to like you like this, so we're going to see how much weight she loses. She said after 3 months, she should lose 100 pounds, and she's going to be happy because she doesn't feel sexy. And I'm like, okay, but will Angela and Michael make it? I think there will be a lot of ups, downs, lefts, rights, diagonal, XY button, BBC button. A lot of controlling issues in this relationship. I don't know if Michael will ever come over and they will live happily ever after, especially with the amount of kids that they have in the household. It's a lot of interference, and they don't have one-on-one time. It's always somebody else with them. And Angela has to stop bombarding him with her feelings. And when I say that, not to display your feelings or express your feelings, but you need to tone down when he says something that you don't agree with. You can't jump on him without giving him a minute to say what he has to say, because it's a disconnect and she don't get that. But anyway, that's the tell all, y'all. So let's see what happens next week. And this Monday is the happily ever after, the no 90 Day Fiance the other way, with the couples coming back. So it's like oh, I forgot their names. It's been so long. Submit and Jenny, Jihoon and Devin, that whole crew. So let's see what happens next week. Bye. Talk to y'all later.